All right, thank you. We will be ready to start soon.
Wait, I'm gonna do something very quickly and I'll be right back.
Hold on. I will be updating the link now. I'll be adding the news post real quick. Okay. 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 Did. Okay. Okay. Did. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 All right. All right. We're ready to start. Okay. All right. Welcome to the first annual Oakridge Council debate held by RazNews. Before we start, I just must say that RazNews, just like any other news company, doesn't make much money. As such, I ask that at least some of you in the audience donate your money to the RazNews database, or DB, so we can hold events like this and bear journalists. Every cent counts. Thank you. Anyways, on to the debate. I'll be asking the same questions to each candidate from left to right, then right to left in alternating order. Any candidate has the ability to request to interrupt another candidate's answer. Thank you, Riptide, for the $1,000. Um, all right. So, our first question, starting with Sophia over there, is answer honestly. Is Oakridge better than Aventura? All right, you may not respond. All right, yeah, sorry. I do like that. Sophia says, yes, Oakridge is better than Aventura, but the biggest threat to that is inactive leadership, which is why I will be active as ever if elected. Right, thank you for that response. Cheese Guy, you may now respond to the question.
What was the question? I was away for a second.
The question is, answer honestly, is Oakridge better than Aventura?
On every way possible, Oakridge is better than Aventura. But as Sophia said, our previous leadership was pretty inactive. If you look at what Yeet Boy, he was barely online during our term in the council, and that caused a lot of um, delays or things we couldn't do because we couldn't get an approval.
All right, thank you. Jones, you may now respond to the question. Jones says, if we're comparing Oakridge and Aventura, we should look at it from a numbers perspective. Oakridge has had around 30 to 40 players, while Aventura has had much less. I'd say around, I guess around 10 to 20. In order for Oakridge to maintain this number, Oakridge must have an active leadership and host events. I also believe that regularly providing updates helps. Thank you all, that's all. Alright, thank you. Alright. Our next question is, what are your thoughts on the new Oakridge Constitution? Starting with Jones again. You may now respond. Jones. No worries. Alright, Jones says, I believe the new Constitution solves the issue of the last one. The unproportional elections results mainly. Okay. I do have some concerns regarding the dismissal of the heads of offices, as it allows the mayor to have undue influence on the legislature. But I believe this is a question for the council to solve. Overall, it's an upgrade, and I believe it will give more proportional results. Thank you. All right, thank you. Cheese Guy, you may now respond to the question.
I personally think the Constitution is better. It solves the issues that we had with staff about too much council members. But I personally find it really sad that we had to remove the heads from the council roles, and the deputy mayor also, because I think that it was really cool that the heads could directly be elected by the people, because that would imply that the people who voted for the head had the most confidence in the person as in the function that they participated for and were contesting of. I think that was all. Thank you.
Thank you. Sophia, you may now respond. Sophia says, I on some level agree with the other candidates on this. The new constitution is a lot better. I myself proposed this bill, a bill to make the electoral system much more proportional nearly a year ago. But I do have a large amount of concern when it comes to the council not being able to continuously keep office heads accountable. From my reading of it, there's no way to remove an inactive or otherwise questionable office head. Which is why one of my main election policies is to amend it to allow the council to remove office heads. Otherwise, I am generally fine with it. I originally proposed the bill back in March on behalf of Z-Lost, so of course I think it's overall good for the town. All right, thank you for responding. Our next question is, what is one thing that would make Oak Ridge better? Starting again with Sophia. You may now respond. Well, if I was to give one thing that would make the Oak Ridge better, it would be more community engagement. Back when I was mayor, I created a questions channel for a reason. I, along with the head of event coord, raised event coordination coordinator wages to 20K per event, because without an active community, Oak Ridge might as well just be a way for realtors to get rich, just like with Revo. So I want there to be more public engagement and events in Oak Ridge and its governance. And I and which I have been aiming for via my frequent communication with the public, more than any other official by far. All right, thank you for responding. Cheese guy, you may now respond to the question.
What was the question again?
The question was, what is one thing that would make Oak Ridge better?
One thing that would make Oakridge better is the actual happening of events in the last council. Our head of event coordination, Malsi, did not do anything. There were not any events planned nor done, and I think there should be more events um, to make the the citizens of Oakridge be able to more participate within our white cool community. I must say we are great, and this would make our community even more great. Thank you.
All right, thank you for responding. Jones, you may now respond to the question. Thank you. I'd like to concur with the other candidates on this topic. The one thing Evansville has been quite active in are the events. Furthermore, I've been working with Zelost and Sophia to develop a comprehensive amendment to the criminal code to allow for towns to enact criminal statutes and prosecute them. This is to allow towns to prosecute any disruptions to town events and other issues. The current crimes in Oak Ridge are disrupting the post offices and disorderly conduct, which are unenforceable and lame. Thank you. To answer Alex's question, we will be having audience questions later. So if you want to ask that, you can. Um, what makes you or your party the best choice for Oak Ridge? Hold on. Sorry for that. What makes you or your party the best choice for Oak Ridge? Starting with you, Jones. Thank you. I'd like to say that the question is quite divisive, as the council requires collaboration to enact anything meaningful. Besides that, I think our current policies of keeping property taxes at zero, protecting Oak Ridge from federal overreach. Yes, that has happened. and stronger towns' rights along with comprehensive criminal reform. We also plan to expand the current legal affairs office to allow it to be more equipped instead of a one-man operation. Thank you. All right, Cheese Guy, you may now respond to the question.
What was the
Okay.
question? I was getting my dinner.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
The question was, what makes you or your party the best choice for Oakridge?
Um, I believe that my experience and the support from the SCP to Oakridge makes us a good choice. I'm not saying or implying we are the best choice, but I'm certainly pretty sure that we are not a bad choice. For Oakridge, we are all or mostly Oakridge supporters. And I do not support the SCP Aventura supporters, because Oakridge is undeniably just better. Um, yeah, I think that's about it.
Oh, all right. Now it's Sophia. All right, hold on. So sorry to do this right in the middle of you typing, but I will be right back. It's gonna take that long. I'll take just a couple seconds to go get my lunch. Um, so yeah, just wait a couple minutes. I'll be right back. I'm back. All right. Go ahead with your response to the question. With Jones to implement ranked choice to Oakridge and to keep Oakridge property market healthy by doing weekly auctions to the best of my ability. This includes sending nearly 50 eviction notices over 2 days. If anyone in Oakridge can claim to get stuff done, it's me. Alright, thank you. Okay. Give me yet again just another moment. Alright, so our next question. What legislation would you or your party like to pass if you were elected to the town council? Starting with Sophia. For me, that is getting the council the ability to remove office head. And once the criminal code rework is done, on the national side, expand town crime significantly. These are the two most important issues for me. Right. Thank you for that response. Cheese Guy, you may now come up in response to the question when it comes to legislation. Thank you.
Hi there. I personally think that the Constitution should be edited a tiny bit to make it that the heads of the departments can be elected again. I personally thought it was a good idea in the beginning, and now that that has been cancelled, I find it really sad. Um, the the head of the department, it would get the people that want to do shit, get them elected. And they get the confidence of the people, and the people would have trust in the people that get elected. I think that's everything. Thank you.
All right. Jones, you may now respond to the question. As such, as has Sophia touched upon, my utmost priority is lobbying the Criminal Code amendment through Congress to allow tougher local crimes. A rework of the current criminal statutes in Oakridge is in order. For example, disrupting town events would be an offense that the town can charge a fine for. Also, a rework of the building code to clarify and solve a few issues we found those codes. Alright, thank you for responding. Just a moment. Alright, our next question. What may, oh, come on. Will you remain consistently active? Starting with Jones. I may respond to the question. As I have been pretty involved in the illegal affairs of the town, including defending a claim from the DOJ, I will answer truthfully. Yes. Alright, this guy, you may now respond to the question.
Um, I have always been and always will remain a very active player on the server, and so also I would never scared to let it down. So I answer truthfully, I will remain very active on this server.
All right. Next, Sophia. You may now respond to the question. Ignoring how no one is going to say, yeah, I will go inactive, I will, of course, do my best to stay active and communicate to the public. All right. Thank you for that response. If you were offered 50, if you were offered $50,000 to become a counselor in Aventura instead, would you do it? All right, Sophia, you may now respond to the question. No, I wouldn't. But if I suddenly went crazy and took that offer, I would give the 50,000 to Oakridge. All right, Cheese Guy, you may now respond to the question.
No amount of money would ever be able to take my love that I give to Oakridge. That no amount of money would ever be able to take it from me and convert me to the disgusting town of Aventura. Oakridge forever.
All right, Jones, you may now respond to the question. As is the oath all counselor end their announcements with, I will abide by it and reject the offer. Long live Oakridge. All right, thank you. Thank you for answering the question. Um, our last question before we go on to audience questions is pancakes or waffles? Jones, you may now respond. I believe two certain judges would have a differing opinion on this high contested topic. I believe the answer is simple: pancakes. All right, Mr. Cheese Guy, you may now respond to the question.
Well, this is a very unspecified answer because there are many types of pancakes or waffles. If we're talking about waffles, are we talking about the Dutch stroop waffles or are we talking about a Brussels waffle from the great nation of Belgium?
Um, well, the question I believe is referring to the pancakes and waffles that are available in Redmond.
Well, the waffles in Redmond suck. Belgian waffles are so much better. Pancakes.
All right. Thank you for responding. So Well, I only eat bread, so I'm not qualified to answer this question. Thank you for responding. That's all the scripted questions we have right now. So, if anybody in the audience has a question, bring up here to the candidates. All right. So, starting with Rage Man, he asks, stances on Ridgewood. You may now respond. Ridgewood, most controversial. Well, I think that the commercial district is quite pretty, but I feel that the military base is just gonna be an endless topic for culture wars, just like it was back in January. Alright, Cheese Guy, you may now respond to the question. Well,
Shit, my mic was on. Wasn't on. Shit. So, as my term of head of urban development, I have been constantly thinking about the drama about the military base, if we should keep it or remove it. And and I personally asked the mayor what I also should do on developing on Richmond, because in general the Ridgewood is a great. It's a great project. It would make Oakridge so much better than it already is, which is nearly impossible to do. But the military base, I don't think it should stay. But I asked the mayor to if we could remove it, but due to his inactivity, I never got an answer to that question. Uh, I never even got the answer to the question if I could even do something about in Ridgewood. So yeah, I think that is everything.
right, thank you for responding. Jones, you may now respond to the question. As our current military has been steadily decreasing in size, I believe the project is doomed. I share the opinion with Mr. Cheese Guy here, and I think it's abused for a different purpose than as a military base. Alright, thank you. Our next question from the audience. Alex Tries Mine asks, do you have any plans for how to spend or to not spend the 3 million Oak Ridge is currently sitting on? Hmm. Jones, you may now respond. I will answer quite truthfully. I have no proposals in mind to spend the 3 million sum. The new economic growth plan Sophia passed is a way for the town to invest its current capital into something of value. Also, with the current state of auctions and the very real possibility that the source of income would dry up, we should have a conservative outlook and not spend it all. Thank you. All right, thank you for responding. Cheese guy, you may now respond.
Personally, I am not really into finances. I do not know a lot of things about finances, and I will not try and state anything that will be wrong about this subject. So I have nothing to say here.
All right, thank you for responding. Sophia, you may now respond. During my time as mayor, I realized that having this giant pile of money was, yes, on some level useful, but also that the town being purely reliant on auctions was a major issue. That's why I created the economic growth plan to try and get up our revenue. Get our revenue diversified. I also feel that an issue is that the town has too low expenditure in the sense of no one is active to do anything to get paid for. Oakridge offers some of the best wages in Redmond, in large part due to my efforts. Event coords are paid 20K per event they host/help with. Property inspectors are now paid up to $101,100 per report. Just to name two of the biggest changes I've made. We need to both increase revenue and expenditure. Otherwise, we are going to end up sitting on a throne of money with nothing to spend it on. All right, thank you for responding. Um, that's all the audience questions I see. If anybody else has something else they want to ask, I will gladly ask it. Otherwise, the I will be ending the debate unless, like I said, anybody has a question. they would like to ask the candidates.
I think 44 just asked the question.
Oh, 44. Let's see. What is your opinion on the current mayor? Right. Uh, Sophia, you may not respond to the question. Uh, my opinion is that he is very much capable of doing a lot. He and the rest of the DR is a large reason of why Oakridge is the greatest town ever. But I do very much feel that their inactivity has caused harm. I have had to pretty much hold the mayor. Hostage after he, without any notice or explanation beforehand, went on 2 weeks of very little contact, resulting in people waiting half a month for their plots to be transferred by him. Him also withholding info that the town was in violation of the frankly ridiculous staff veto on town council for 2 months was a needless risk to Oakridge. TLDR, he needs to communicate more and be more active because he has the capability to do a lot. T-Sky, you may not respond to the question.
Hi there. Historically, Yeet and the GR have done so much for Oakridge, but this term was really underwhelming. I asked numerous questions to the mayor, and I never got any answer, resulting in them screaming at me because I didn't do what they asked. Um, but I never got any answer to my questions. I didn't know what I had to do sometimes, and that resulted in me not being able to get as many progress done as I wanted. Um, yeah, Yeet Boy has not been very active. He has had numerous accounts of being on LOA without announcement, resulting in waits of up to 2 to 3 weeks sometimes. Um, and it was just disappointing near the end of it, withholding the staff veto. This could have been worked on during the council term, if they would have known, um, I personally think it wouldn't have to be withheld from the council. And I think that is everything I have to say on this subject. Thank you very
All
much
right,
for listening.
Jones, may I now respond? I've not personally interacted with Yeet Boy much, as I have been primarily communicating with his COS Zelost. I find his decision to not inform the council of the staff veto on the number of elected council members to cause chaos. We had to enact a new constitution and HOC, even even had our elections canceled. If I remember correctly, that hasn't happened in a while. So I urge him to get more active or let someone else rule, because this inactivity is an issue that makes Oakridge seem boring. Alright, thank you for responding. Um, are there any more audience questions? Otherwise, um, we will be moving on. Yeah, what is it?
Aventura or Oakridge?
Um, neither, quite frankly. Uh, alright, well, that will be it then. Um, alright, thank you for answering all our questions. Uh, we will now be taking, oh wait, my bad. Alright, that's all the questions we have. Thank you to our two sponsors, user Martin Volt, and thank you to the audience for attending. You're all free to leave. Yet again, thank you all for coming. Have a great day, everyone. Happy voting.
Oakridge forever.
Yeah, happy voting. Long live Oakridge. Right?
Yes, vote for me, Sophia, and Jones.
Right, I'll be closing the VC now. Everybody have a great day. Or, well, no, Sophia, you'll have to do that.